welcome back to my channel. If not back, then just welcome. If it is your first time here, I would love it if you would click on the subscribe button and join me on my YouTube journey. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in. Today is day number 7. Pretty sure this is look number 7 in the 12 days of Lookmas, and I'm so far behind. It's fine. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos and you don't know what the 12 days of Lookmas is, it's a series I came up with where I did 12 looks, including makeup and fashion, that I feel like would be appropriate to wear to a holiday event, function, turn up, etc., etc. Today I'm going to be doing the most glamorous look that I have done thus far in the series. I got my big girl lashes out. It's going to be lit, you're going to see. So let's get into this makeup. I like to start all of these videos out with doing a little bit of skin prep first. Even though I am already washed and moisturized on the face, I want to do just a little bit extra, because just taking a little bit extra time on my skincare makes my makeup look really nice. So I'm starting out again with just a facial massage using argan oil and rosehip seed oil. This is one of those things that I do before special occasion makeup, before makeup where I know I'm probably going to be taking pictures or something like that. And it's just generally like very relaxing. Now that that's all worked in, I'm going to go in with my primer. I'm going to be using the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. This is a heavy duty primer. This is for the times where I'm doing makeup with the capital G glamour. It smooths out the skin, makes the pores look less visible, and the barrier that it creates between your skin and the makeup just helps the makeup glide on that much smoother. I like to really concentrate it across my nose and like the sides of my nose, the front of my cheek, side of my nose area, because that's where I have the most texture in my skin. And that's where my makeup can look really pory and break up and just look generally very like worn down before I've actually even had a chance to wear the makeup for the day. I know I've made big claims about being an eyes first girl, but today I'm actually going to do my foundation first, and then I'm going to move on to my eyes, and then I'm going to finish up the skin. Only because I'm going to be doing my cream highlighting and contouring first, and then adding the foundation on top of it. For the cream contour and highlight, I'm going to be using my Fenty matchsticks. For the contour, I'm using the shade Truffle, and for the highlight, I'm using the shade Rum. Starting out with my contour, I always like to warm it up on the back of my hand first, get it emollient, just because it's kind of a dry cream formula, very much a cream to powder formula. So I'm just carving out the cheekbones, the jawline, the forehead. Also going to do a little bit of light work on my nose. When I do my jawline contour, I don't like to put a stripe on my jaw. I bring it down towards my neck because that's where I want the shadow to be. I don't want it to be like a harsh line on my jawline. For my cheekbone contour, I don't like to swipe back and forth. I like to pull it up, because when you contour, you're supposed to be creating the illusion of a shadow. You don't want it to be stripy. So I never want to just go back and forth across the shadow, because that's not how shadows work. Shadows are not a straight line. Same concept for the forehead. I want to pull it back towards my hairline. Make sure you hit up the edges of that contour, both on the top and bottom portions. Highlighting and contouring isn't hard, but it's also not as one size fits all as we have approached it in the past. You really want to work on what is going to complement your face and make your face look good. This is much sharper than I would normally do, but that's because I'm going over top of it with my foundation later. I absolutely hate a super obvious nose contour, so I'm going back and forth between the brush and my finger to really buff that out. The next step is to do the same thing all over again, but with the highlighter. Once again, since I'm going to be putting foundation over top of this, I'm going to go in a little bit heavier than I normally would. Really love this highlighter shade because it's like my skin but metal. So it adds just a really nice healthy glow to my skin without it necessarily like beaming from outer space. For my foundation, I'm going to be using a mixture of the Maybelline Super Stay in the shades Warm Sun and Coconut, as well as a little bit of the Becca Backlight Priming Filter just to sheer it out a little bit. I used a sponge to apply my foundation today because I wanted it to be sheared out. The Maybelline Super Stay Full Coverage Foundation is definitely full coverage. It is definitely matte. Definitely. All right, I'm going to pause on the skin for a second and move on to the eyes. I'll come back later and finish it up with the concealer. Moving on to these here eyeballs. Starting out with my NARS Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. This is my all-time fave eyeshadow base. I love the peach undertone for canceling out the darkness on my eyes. For my eyeshadow, I want to do a deep emerald look, so I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill Morphe Vault, whatever it was called, the Dark Magic palette. I know the look that I want to do. I know that I can do it, but I haven't thought all the way through of how I'm going to get there. So come along with me on this journey. So I'm going to start out with this shade here called Shh. And I'm going to sweep that in my crease because it's close to my skin tone. It's muted, and I think that this will help the other shades blend into it better or blend more nicely. Now with a more precise brush, I'm going to go in with Inside Job, which is this one right here. And I'm going to start building that crease up. So I'm going to look straight ahead, and I'm going to cut my crease. Am I cutting my crease? I don't know. Taking that same brush from before, and now I'm just kind of buffing that green out a little bit. I'm going to go in with another layer to kind of build that intensity. And then one last sweep through to soften it up. And then I'm going to move on to the other eye. Ooh, that's not the same. Like, at all? Alright, we're here now. I'm going to make this work. Okay, now that I have pretty much what I want out of each of these eyes, taking Busted, which is a little bit more blue than Inside Job, a little bit more on the teal side. And I'm going to work down from the crease that I cut with this Busted color, kind of filling in the blank right underneath that color. I'm doing this because the metallic green shade in the palette is not deep enough on its own for the look that I want. I'm just going to buff these two colors together. Having that line with the Inside Job before I put the Busted color all over my lid gave me a really good guideline of where to start with the shadow. Because had I had just a general transition color, had I not put a defined crease in, I wouldn't know how high to take this shadow, and I could have gone higher than I wanted, which would have made the look a little bit more muddy and a little bit more smoky than I wanted. Now I'm adding the sparkle. I'm going to go in with the shade Trickery, which is the deep metallic green in the palette. And I'm taking a stiffer, more dense packing brush to put that all over my mobile lid. Really wiggling that into the lash line. I don't want there to be a gap. Once again, using that Inside Job cut crease line as a guideline of where to stop applying that shadow. And then taking my brush that I used to apply Inside Job, I'm going to smooth over that line that I just created by packing that shadow on so densely. Now I'm about to attempt something that could ruin everything that I just did. So I'm going to go in with my Viseart Dark Matte palette in this green shade here. And I'm going to ever so slightly attempt to bring back a little bit more structure. Abort mission. Abort. I'm done. Done. Doesn't have the exact crispness that I wanted it to, but I also feel like it has more structure to it than the super blown out smoky green eye. Alright, and now for my concealer. Really want to make sure I brighten up my inner corners today because I do have such a smoky shadow on, and I don't want to look super dark underneath the eye. I want the darkness to look intentional. A really big thing when you have smoky shadow slash just dark under eye, you want to make sure you hit up that inner corner with not just like an inner corner highlighter, but also with that brightening concealer, because it brings lightness to your eye in general. Now for my blush, I'm just taking a peach blush on a stippling brush so that it's a bit more diffused. This is a bronzer brush, and the bristles are real uneven so that it diffuses the powder more instead of packing it on. Going in with a powder highlighter just because this is glamour. This is the Wet n Wild highlighting powder and Golden Flower Crown. And then to finish out with my lips, I'm starting out with the Glossier Generation G lipstick in Leo. This is the old formula. This is pretty much my skin tone. Once again, I wanted a real subtle, true nude lip. Then on top of that, I'm going to go in with my lip liner to add a little bit more structure. And then I'm going to top all of that off with a brown lip gloss. This is the final makeup look. Super dramatic peacock green eye. Nice true nude brown lip. Ridiculously glowing skin with lots of structure to the face. Alright, now that the face is done, let's get into this outfit. I've got this really cool ruffled cheetah print shirt that I got from ASOS, the tall line again. You probably won't get to see much of it because it shows my bra a lot. I paired it with this faux leather wrap skirt that I got from Just Fab, and that is the final look. Sorry it's so short, it showed too much of my boobies. Alright, beautiful people, that is it. Thank you so much for tuning in, especially if you have made it to the end of this video. I appreciate you so much from the very bottom of my heart. In the comments down below, let me know what your favorite look has been so far in Lookmas. We're 7 looks in. It's like a whole week. Let me know about what you think about everything in the comment section down below. I appreciate you so much from the bottom of my heart. Until next time, bye folks.